because okay, I need to hit the road, so I will make you a host. I don't know if I'm able to do this.
It's okay. I logged in as a host.
Sorry?
I logged in as a host.
Oh, so even though I leave, I mean, is the call still going to go on?
Yes,
even
I'm
though
good.
I leave as a
live.
host?
I'm live.
Okay, no, I'm asking if I leave as host, am I going to end the call?
No, just sign out.
Oh, okay, Sawa. So welcome, Nyambura. Nice to see you. I miss you so much. Karibu, take it away. I cannot wait to hear. I've always wanted to hear about staking. So take it away, my dear, my business partner, my prayer partner. I'm so happy.
Make me co-host before you leave.
Karibu sana.
Okay.
Yes?
Make me co-host before you leave.
JKK, si hata mtu usalimiana.
Asalamu nyingi sana, everyone.
So there, your co-host.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much, Shiro, for your amazing work. You always take your time to educate us and you're always on fire. We appreciate it. We are so grateful. Thank you so much, guys, for staying on the call. I mean, it's always very encouraging when a host can see people are interested in learning and hearing what they have to say. So thank you so much for staying with us. So you're going to give me the next 45 or so minutes, and I am going to take you through tonight's training. I'm calling you live from Nanyuki. So yes, I moved from Nyeri earlier today, and currently I'm seated right here in Nanyuki. And I'm hoping I'm okay for the camera, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. So first and foremost, let me make this clear. This training is actually, it belongs to Bishop Mackenzie. But we agreed for today, just to set the pace, I will take up the training. But from going forward, I mean, Bishop Mackenzie is more of an expert in this space than I am. So he's the one who will be taking us through the training. And today we are talking about staking. Now, one of the things we have been telling you guys is anybody who has been able to join our community, one of the greatest advantage that you can gain from being a part of this is you will be able to acquire so much knowledge that is going to help you stay ahead of the game. Now, we are not here to just tell people, come and do this business to make money. No, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, from my little understanding of what we are doing today, there is so much money. If you're following what the experts of blockchain technology are talking about, there is so much money that is going to be created in this space that none of us can exhaust it. The only way you can be able to tap into that opportunity and acquire as much money as you possibly would want to is by allowing yourself to gain as much knowledge as possible. Reason being, this space we keep talking about and saying it is decentralized. That means any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come and create anything and dangle it in front of you and tell you you're going to make money. So you need to be able to understand exactly what is the right opportunity and what should you avoid. And that is why you should never, ever get tired of acquiring knowledge. Whatever it is going to cost you, please be willing to pay the price, because at the end of the day, this might make you more money than you have ever made in the entire life that you have lived. And I can tell you for a fact, the last few months that God has opened many opportunities for us to educate Kenyans, we have seen amazing things happening, and we can only imagine how the future will look like. So tonight, I am going to introduce to you the whole concept of staking, because once you make your money through the program, we need you to start understanding how else can you make your money grow even more. And we want you to make your money grow in a manner that you're not risking it, okay? So let us look at staking, because staking is like a very, very basic thing that all of us in this space should at least by now be understanding. So it is my pleasure and my joy to break down what this staking is. I do hope that at the end of this 1 hour, you will say, at least I have gained something new that now I can start to build upon. So first and foremost, let me give you an outline of what you can expect in this particular training as we go ahead. So we are going to first and foremost look at the definition of what exactly is staking. Now, there are two things that are very, very important for you to understand when it comes to staking, something that is called proof of stake and proof of works. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this one I will need you to please understand, because this will differentiate the people who will lose money from the people who are going to make money from staking. Proof of stake and proof of works. I'm going to try and break it down. Then we are going to look at how staking works. We are going to look at benefits of staking. And then anything that has a benefit in life always comes with some risks. So what are these risks that you should be aware of? We are going to look at that. And then you're going to realize that it is not every crypto out there that you can stake. So we are going to look at what would make one coin viable for staking and another one not viable. And then also we are going to look at when should you or should you not stake? So in a nutshell, that is what I will try to break down for you. So let us first of all begin by defining what staking is and maybe what it is not. And if you, okay, I know we will share these materials, but if you can be able to take a screenshot of some of these notes, please feel very free to do so. Now, as per definition, staking is the act of locking up your cryptocurrencies to receive rewards, okay? It is the act of locking up your cryptocurrencies to receive rewards. Now, staking of your cryptocurrencies, basically, it is a process that involves you committing your crypto assets to support a blockchain network and confirm transactions. And I will try and make this as basic as it can get. So if staking is locking up your cryptocurrencies, the first question you must always ask yourself, why would you want to stake them? It is because you're committing them to somebody else so that you can receive a reward. Why would you want to do that? Now, because I am a banker, as I was preparing this, some thought crossed my mind. And let me try and be very practical and use a real life example of so that you can understand. Have you ever asked yourself, why do people put fixed deposits in a bank account? Why do banks encourage people to put fixed deposits so that they can pay them some interest? Now, it's as simple as this. Banks don't own money. Banks trade with your money. Now, because banks take people's money and they give some loans to some other people, and they take some money to central bank and buy assets like treasury bills and treasury bonds, they need money. If a treasurer in a bank is buying a T-bill for 3 months, they need somebody to commit their money for at least a period of not less than 3 months, so they can take that money knowing that that person will not come for it tomorrow. They take it, buy a T-bill, make some profit and return the money so that when the customer comes, their money is available. I want you to understand that very basic concept. That's why banks encourage you to put your money in fixed deposits. Now, they will even tell you, no, put your money in fixed deposit. They will take that money and give a loan to somebody else, and they will try and make balance that if your fixed deposit is running for a year, then, then they lend loans which are being paid maybe in 6 months or 9 months, so that when the year ends, your money is available. If you can understand that simple concept, when you put your money in the fixed deposit and now the bank can use it, the bank pays you an interest. If you can understand that, that's exactly what staking is. You simply are taking your cryptocurrencies, which you have earned, you are entrusting them with this blockchain, because at the end of the day, you want them to use your cryptos and pay you a reward. That reward, you can equate it to the interest the bank pays you. Now, so therefore, basically staking involves holding funds in either in your cryptocurrency wallet, which could be a personal wallet or a wallet held by in an exchange, so that you can support the security and operations of that blockchain network, and in return you will earn rewards for your holding. Why that definition for me is something I'm trying to emphasize is because a lot of people have been making a lot of mistakes. They don't interrogate, who am I giving my money? They just see, oh, their rewards, they put their money there. So I want you to understand, it's like you making a deliberate decision to put your money in a bank. You cannot put your money in a bank that is shaky. You want to put your money in a place that is stable. So you also need to understand that staking, you literally are taking your hard-earned money and trusting it with this blockchain so that you can support their actions. And by so doing, they shall be giving you some reward. Now, staking is available with cryptocurrencies that use the proof of stake model. And I want you to write down that staking is available with cryptocurrencies that use the proof of stake model to process their payments. Now, a proof of stake, which you are going to define right now, when you compare what is referred to as proof of stake and proof of work, the difference is this. Proof of stake is a more energy efficient alternative to what proof of work is. And that is why you have had, for example, some of the big shots globally don't want to be associated with Bitcoin because they say it is not environmentally friendly. Now, proof of works is basically these miners who verify or validate these transactions, and they need to put a lot of computers, they do a lot of computations, transactions, algorithms, and it uses a lot of power. Now, that aspect of using a lot of power has been said to be destroying the environment. That is why today, people don't stake on those, on cryptocurrencies whose blockchain use proof of work. They have shifted to doing staking with blockchains that are using the proof of stake model. And I'm going to break that down for you because these are the critical decisions you have to make when you're deciding where to stake your money. But now in summarizing the definition, staking, when you get it right, can be a great way to use your cryptos to generate passive income. Just like I said, if you put your money in a fixed deposit account in a bank, you do nothing, but the bank pays you. That's a passive income. So when you stake your money in the right place, it is going to generate a lot of passive income and you don't need to do nothing. You have already staked and that is all you need. But before you make that decision, it is very important for you to fully understand what this crypto staking really, how it works. So what I have given you is a definition of what really staking is. And if you have questions, I would encourage you as much as possible to write down your questions. At the end of this, I'm going to do a Q&A session to try and, because this is just about understanding, and I want us to be able to really understand what exactly it is that we are doing. Now, having defined that, okay, let us look at, first of all, what is this proof of work thing I'm talking about and what is this proof of stake? Now, if you know how Bitcoin works on a protocol that is referred to as proof of work. Now, this is basically a mechanism that allows transactions to be gathered into blocks, which are later linked together to create the blockchain. Now, for this to happen, miners compete to solve these puzzles and these equations and all these mathematical issues. And whoever then is able to solve those puzzles, they get rewarded with Bitcoin. Okay? Whoever solves those issues first gets the reward of Bitcoin. Now, proof of work, which was originally how Bitcoin was created to work, has proven to be a very robust mechanism that facilitates that consensus in the decentralized environment. The only challenge, the key challenge is it involves a lot of computation, and therefore production of these blocks relies on mining hardware, which requires significant investments. You literally have to buy these machines or these processors, and we have said one of the side effects of these machines as they are doing what they are doing is that they consume a lot of energy, which apparently environmentalists are not very happy about. That basically is what proof of work is. It is the whole act of miners trying to verify these transactions so that they can be rewarded with cryptos. But now, enter proof of stake. Proof of stake, the main idea is that the participants, or what you would now ideally would have called miners before, the participants can lock their coins, and that is what staking is. You lock your coins, and at a particular interval, that blockchain or that protocol randomly will assign rights to any of those people who have staked their coins to validate the next block. Now, once that is done, typically, the probability of you being chosen to be the one to validate that transaction is proportional to the amount of coins that you lock up. Okay, so the more you lock up, the more coins you stake, the more coins you lock up, the higher the chance that you'll be chosen to validate a transaction, and that is how you get the rewards. Okay, so I hope that makes it clear. Now, once that is done, once that whole mechanism of proof of stake is done, it determines which participants create this way, what determines which participants create a block is not based on their ability to solve those hash challenges or those equations, as is done in the proof of work. It is instead in the proof of stake, it is determined by how many staking coins one is holding. So you ideally have staked your real money for you to get to validate those transactions, and therefore now you can be rewarded with more coins. Now, some people might argue that the production of these blocks through staking enables a higher degree of scalability for blockchains. If you have been following the conversations, most of the initial blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin have been using the old model of proof of work. But they are realizing they're not able to scale. That has a limiting effect. They're not able to scale their business. And therefore, you start noticing that most of them are now migrating to this proof of stake because it enables scalability. You can be able to expand your business because the more you stake your coins, the some of the all right. Okay, sorry guys, my network dropped. I'm so sorry about that. So let me share my report again. Okay, so we were okay, sorry. It looks like it dropped for everybody, so it was not me, but I can see guys are coming back. So anyway, welcome. Now, as I was explaining this proof of stake, and you can see how passionate I am. Guys, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Let me get a confirmation, please. Unmute yourself, let me know.
Yes, we can.
Good. Thank you, Pastor. So now, I don't want to now overemphasize the proof of stake. I hope you have gotten, but let me read the last paragraph on this because this is so important, and I want you to get it clearly. Proof of stake, which is now the mechanism we have said is the one that we should look out for. We should look out for blockchains that uses proof of stake for us to stake our coins. It allows for blocks to be produced without relying on specialized mining hardware, which I've talked about. Staking requires a direct investment in the cryptocurrency itself. So instead of competing for the next block with computational work, proof of stake validators are selected based on the number of coins they are staking, and the stake or the coin they are holding is what incentivizes validators to maintain network security. Please underline that statement. Any blockchain, because they are decentralized, the element of security, maintaining security of their system is entirely their responsibility. So one of the things that they must do is that they must be able to maintain the security of that network. Now, this proof of stake, the stake they have put enables them to maintain security. Now, if they fail to do that, their entire stake might be at risk. Now, I have been listening to a number of people who unfortunately are doing what we call return on investment programs. And one of the things they are being encouraged to do by these ROIs is to stake their coins associated with those ROIs. Now, the reason why that is being done by these blockchains that are running these ROIs is because they're working so hard to maintain the security network, the network security. And because they know the day they'll be unable to do that, they will lose everything. Now, this is where I want to put in my personal advice. When you're deciding to stake whatever coins you want to stake with whatever platform you are working with, ask yourself, how sustainable is that network? These guys who create coins, whatever name they call them, they will tell you to buy those coins, and then they will tell you to stake the very same coin. What we have seen, and experience has it, is that one day when they want to get out of that, because they knew what they were doing, they were targeting to achieve a certain amount of money. They are simply going to dump those coins, their own coins. You have already staked your earnings. They will dump those coins, and the coins will lose value, and therefore they can no longer sustain the network, and they will exit the market, and you will be left high and dry. And therefore, it's a very important question for you to ask yourself. When you're staking your hard-earned money, have you understood and analyzed some of these critical issues that are going to be facing you? So anyway, that was to just help you understand, because going forward, your understanding of what proof of stake is going to be the differentiator between somebody who risks losing their staked money and somebody who can comfortably gain from their staked money. So go and read about proof of stake and understand exactly what that means. Now, the next thing, therefore, let me give you a step-by-step action point of now how staking works, okay? And today, because this is an introductory class, I am not going to be very specific on anything. I'm just giving you general knowledge. From the subsequent classes, we can now narrow ourselves down to exactly which are these ones that we can stake and why should we stake them and which ones should we not. So tonight, I'm just giving you general knowledge. So ideally, how staking works is, of course, first, participants pledge their coins to the cryptocurrency protocol. And from those participants, the protocol chooses validators to confirm blocks of transactions. So the more coins you pledge, the more likely you are to be chosen as a validator. That's the first thing. There has to be people who pledge their coins or stake their coins. Now, every time a block is added to that blockchain, new cryptocurrency coins are minted and distributed as staking rewards to that block validators. So this reward that you want to go for, you need to understand what is it. So every time these people now, these validators add a new block, the system generates new coins, which are now going to be distributed to all these people who have staked or to the people who have validated those transactions. Now, in most cases, which is also a very critical thing to understand, the rewards could be the same type of currency. For example, let me use Binance. If, for example, you're staking Binance, they might decide to reward you, this reward to also be a BNB coin, or they might decide to reward you in BUSD. So sometimes the reward will be in the primary currency that the participants are staking. However, some blockchains will use a different type of currency for rewards. Now, if you want to stake your cryptos, you need to own a currency that uses the proof of stake model. And I will overemphasize that. only stake cryptocurrencies that use proof of stake model, which then means what? You must read. You must be willing to read. You must be willing to research and find the information. Don't just be told, no, there's this coin we can stake. Please don't do those things. Find out what protocol are they using. Are they on proof of stake or are they on proof of works? And do you understand what proof of stake versus proof of work is? That is where the rubber meets the road. Now, once you have chosen the right one, you can now decide how much money you want to stake. And the good thing is most of these cryptocurrencies can be bought in all those exchanges as listed on coinmarketcap.com. So you can go to any of them and see, where do I, if I want to stake, I don't know what currency, where can I get it? All those exchanges are available. Now, the thing you need to also understand is this: your coins are still in your possession when you stake them the right way, okay? They are still in your possession. You are essentially putting those coins to work for you, and you're free to unstake them if you want to trade them. However, the unstaking process may not be immediate. With some cryptocurrencies, you're required to stake coins for a minimum amount of time. So when you make the decision, you have now identified the right currency to stake. You have decided how much you want to stake. You have to understand a few things. Yes, the money is still yours, but because you have locked it, most of these staking blockchains will tell you, some might even tell you the minimum amount you can stake. The others, they will also tell you the minimum period of time you can stake. So you need to understand that that period when you have staked them, in as much as they are your coins, you cannot get them. And then unstaking is also something you must understand. Some of them take a bit of time. If you initiate, let's say I've staked my Binance, and I want to withdraw it because maybe today I had a crisis, I wanted to pay a bill. I will go and request to unstake. But guess what? They might tell me, no, yes, they'll accept that I've requested, but they will only release my coin at a certain date. So when you're making that decision, have those things at the back of your mind, all right? Now, what are the steps then that you can take when you're staking? Remember, I said today is just general knowledge. Now, of course, you need to, number one, buy a cryptocurrency that uses proof of stake or earn it, depending, like, for example, for us, we are earning already on a currency that is on proof of stake. So we don't need to buy, we already have it. But in case you want to buy another one, please buy one that uses proof of stake. Now, so, for example, I can give you a highlight of the major ones globally that currently are on proof of stake. Of course, Ethereum, we know, is in the process of migration. So the day they will now officially announce that they are moved to proof of stake, that should be a good one to watch. And of course, we know the value of Ethereum and we know its acceptability and usage in the market. So it's a key one to look out for. Then you can also buy Cardano, which is an eco-friendly cryptocurrency, and it was founded on a peer-reviewed research. So you can also buy Cardano and stake it. That one is a good one. You can buy Polkadot, which is also a protocol that actually Polkadot is a protocol that allows different blockchains to connect and work with one another. So if in case you didn't know what Polkadot does, that is one of the key things it does. And because it is it's among the initial blockchains that offered that solution, it actually has high usability in the market and it uses the proof of stake. So you can buy that. You can buy that one and stake it. You can also buy Solana. Solana, by the way, may become like the visa processing of financial institutions. I'm just saying there's still a lot of development that is happening around it, but it's a good one for staking. Now, once you have identified exactly now which ones you want to stake, please, the first thing you do, start by learning more about any proof of stake cryptos. It is not, again, every blockchain that will tell you is on proof of stake that you should rush to and put your money and buy and then stake there. Remember we said you need, okay, we are going to look at that. You have to be sure that tomorrow or within the period you have staked it, it will still be in existence. You are not going to wake up one day and it doesn't exist or the value has gone to zero. No, you don't want those risks. And that's why we keep telling people, forget about the new coins that are being created. Don't get excited about the hype, but now there's a new thing, everybody rushes there. Most of them in the next 2, 3, 4 months, they will have fizzled out. If you have staked your money there and one day they disappear or the value goes to zero, whom do you have to blame? That's why we have to be very, very, very knowledgeable in this space. So that was the first step, buy a cryptocurrency that uses proof of stake. The second one is you have to transfer your cryptos to a blockchain wallet. Now, if, for example, you go to an exchange and buy your cryptos, you need to transfer them. You can stake coins from your personal wallet, very important for you to understand, or you can stake them on an exchange, on account in an exchange. Remember, we talked about different wallets. We talked about hot wallets, cold wallets, and we said, for example, an exchange like Binance offers you a soft wallet where it is a custodial wallet. They are the ones in custody of that wallet. You can buy your cryptos and just take them at the Binance platform, or some of these cryptos, you can actually buy them, put them in your personal wallet and stake them directly from your personal wallet. You just need to understand, okay? And of course, it's always recommended that the safest way to store your cryptos, whether you're staking them or not, the safest way is actually when they're in your personal wallet. But because different blockchains have different offerings on how they do staking, you notice that most of them kind of want you to open a custodial wallet with them. Then you put your money there and you stake it. Now, of course, that comes with its own inherent risks because a custodial wallet, because you ideally don't have control over it, yes, it's yours. For example, if you have an account on Binance, it is yours, but notice you are never given the 12 words, meaning the 12 words are managed by Binance itself. So if they were to be compromised, you start to be compromised. Those are just some of the things you must be aware of. So once you have transferred your cryptos in your wallet, whichever wallet you choose, the other most recommended thing is you join a staking pool. And this one, let me talk about it a bit. Now, why would you want to join a staking pool? Remember, we are saying the whole idea of you staking your cryptos is so that you stand a chance of being appointed a validator. And the more transactions you validate, the bigger the rewards you get, or the interest. The bigger, the more coins you get as rewards. Now, as an individual, how much can you stake? I don't know. I mean, we all have different capacity. Let me say, for example, let me say I stake $10,000 and I'm thinking 10,000 BUSDs and I'm thinking I've staked enough money. And then in that, there's somebody else in that network who has staked 400,000 BUSDs. So if we were to, a decision was to be made between 400,000 and 10,000, obviously, I have lost to this guy. So that is why it's recommended that you can join a staking pool. And so what is a staking pool? Now, while staking can work differently depending on the cryptocurrencies, most use staking pools. Crypto traders combine their funds in this staking pool to have a better chance of earning staking rewards. For example, most of us who are in this business, we are obviously customers of Binance. So, and that is why most of these exchanges encourage you to put your money, to stake your money on their platform, because instead of them as Binance taking 10,000 for me, 5,000 for you, we all combine our efforts. That money goes into one mega pool. And now, because we are many of us putting little money here, another one kidogo like that, eventually it amounts to a lot. Now, that way, Binance could stand a higher chance of becoming a validator of the many transactions. So the more transactions they validate, the more interest they earn, or the more rewards they earn, and therefore now they can distribute those rewards depending on how much had Nyambura staked, how much has Jeremiah staked, for how long, you get. So the bigger the pool, sometimes the better. But we're also going to look at some of the pros and cons. Now, so what you need to do is to research the staking pools available for the currency you have. So if you want to stake Solana, don't just go and just, well, you can stake it as an individual, it's okay. I mean, that's what we're talking about. But you can research and find out, do they have staking pools? What are the terms? What are the chances? Look at the history of what kind of rewards, because the rewards are usually given in percentage. That can give you an idea of whether it is more beneficial to stake as an individual or it is more beneficial to put your money in a pool, okay? But so you have to do a bit of research. So whatever coin you're intending to stake, please remember that. So now when you're researching on these staking pools, let me give you 3 key pointers that you must look out for, okay? One of those pointers is reliability, okay? Now, you don't earn rewards while your staking pool servers are down, okay? Especially when it is a centralized exchange like Binance. In case you didn't know, by the way, Binance is a centralized exchange. And a centralized exchange, therefore, means there might be servers that can go down. So anytime servers go down, you don't earn anything. So when you're looking at reliability, you need to look at what is the uptime. Is it as close to 100% as possible? Are there instances when the system can go down and it's down for hours because that is denying you opportunity? Remember, these blocks are being created every second. So you want to make sure your pool is always available in the market so that it can grab this opportunity. So the beautiful thing with blockchain is that it gives these data details in the minutest, gives you the smallest little data you want. So if you're looking for uptime, you will find it there. It will show you average uptime, 96%, 97%, a very small detail that most people may not think about, but it can cost you a lot of money. Now, the other one, of course, is you need to look for their fees, especially these taking pools. They charge some fee. So you want to look for a reasonable fee. Why? Most staking pools take a small cut out of the staking rewards as a fee. Remember, when you put your money there now, once they get the opportunity to validate, they'll charge you a little commission because they are growing your money, ideally. So they take a little commission. So you want to look at reasonable commissions depending on that cryptocurrency. On average, what you'll find that is acceptable is in the market is most of the fees for staking are between 2% to 5%. That is very common. So if they're outside that bracket, you may want to ask yourself 1 or 2 questions. Now, the other one, which is very critical, is the size of the pool. And I want you to get this very clearly. Smaller pools are less likely to be chosen to validate blocks, but they offer larger rewards when they are chosen, since they don't need to divide rewards as much. So if you are in a small pool, it has very few people, chances are you may not necessarily be the one to be chosen to validate this reward transaction, so your rewards may not be many. But what these smaller pools do to attract you to put your money there, they give higher rewards. Unfortunately, or fortunately, that is a trap that most people fall into. You're looking and saying, if I stick with this pool, I'll be getting maybe 30% per annum. Whereas this other one is giving 10% per annum. Naturally, as a human being, you most probably gravitate to 30%. But they are giving 30% because they are looking at how do they attract people. So being given the highest percentage may not necessarily be the best thing. Look out for the size of that pool and look at, look out for that. Then, so you don't want a pool that's too small and could potentially fail. Because if you stake your money there in that pool and it fails, the loss is yours 100%. Now, on the other hand, some cryptos limit the amount of rewards a pool can earn. So the largest pools can also become oversaturated. Of course, most people want the large pools because there's security in numbers, but now they get so oversaturated. So when they get rewards, their distribution is so kidogo. So they start paying you 3%, 2%, kidogo, whereas others are giving as high as 30%. Now, again, that is also not a very good thing. So for most investors, and this is where you should focus your effort, mid-sized pools are the best, okay? Mid-sized pools are the best. And what are the characteristics of mid-sized pools in that regard then? They don't offer the highest rewards, neither do they offer the lowest rewards. And because they are mid-sized, they also stand better chances than the smaller ones to be chosen as validators. So they will always attract these rewards, which they can now comfortably divide and give you maybe 10%, 15% per annum, which is not bad. If you've been following how the dollar has been performing, dollar interest rates have been at 0 for the last 2 years, meaning if you put your fixed deposit, in fact, in some instances, it has been negative. If you put some fixed deposit in a dollar denominated currency outside in the US, you earn a 0 interest rate, or at best, you earn 0.25% per annum. So staking your money here and getting 10%, that is like crazy. Good return. So anyway, once you have found a pool, stake your crypto to it through your wallet. That's all you need to do, and you will start earning rewards. So those are 3 things that you need to really do for yourself. Now, the other thing is, I want to talk about benefits of staking. And we are talking about benefits, and then you're going to look at risks. I'm almost done. So what are the benefits of staking? Remember, I told you, staking is like you basically just putting your money in a fixed deposit for a period of time for a reward, which is interest. In this case, the rewards are these currencies. So the first benefit is, it's an easy way to earn interest on your crypto holdings. So for example, let's say you've made 10,000 BUSD and on your business, and you don't have immediate use for that money. Because most of these staking blockchains offer periods as low as 7 days, 14 days, a month, etc. Instead of that money staying in your personal wallet, you are better off putting it in staking it for 7 days or even for a month, because it's gonna grow. It's going to give you some reward which you would not have gained by keeping it in your wallet. So really, it's an excellent way of investing your money. Number 2, you don't need any equipment for staking like you would do for mining. You remember we said this is on proof of stake as opposed to proof of work. Number 3, you're helping to maintain the security and efficiency of that blockchain. So remember, you are building on that particular blockchain. So if, for example, you are on Binance, you are strengthening that blockchain by you staking your money, because that's what helps them to validate transactions, and that is also what helps them to maintain their security. So you're contributing positively to the stability and the growth of that blockchain, which eventually will benefit you and benefit more other people. And then, of course, it's more environmentally friendly. Staking is more friendly than crypto mining. Remember, people, mining ideally is the same thing, but now you're rewarded for solving those problems. But we have seen some of the downsides of mining. Now, but the primary benefit of staking is that you earn more crypto, and interest rates can be very generous. In some cases, you can earn more than 10 or 20% per annum. And it's potentially a very, very profitable way to invest your money. And the only thing you need is cryptos that use the proof of stake model. Okay? Remember, we've said staking is a way of supporting the blockchain you're invested in, and these cryptocurrencies relies on holders staking to verify transactions and keep everything running smoothly. So it is something we must learn now. Benefits. Some of the benefits, of course. That's not exhaustive. Now, on the other hand, let us look at some of the risks that you need to be aware of, because you cannot run away from them. One of the things you need to understand when you're doing your staking is that crypto prices are volatile and they can drop quickly. If your staked assets suffer a large price drop, that could outweigh any interest you earned on them. For example, we all know that Bitcoin hit $68,000 last year in May. As we are talking right now, it is about $38,000. So you can imagine the drop has been very significant. So if you had staked, let's assume you had staked Bitcoin. I'm just using that as an example. Let's say you had made a lot of Bitcoin last year, and you decided to stake it for 1 year. You did your staking at a price when it was $68,000 at 10% per annum. Okay, let's even say at 20% per annum. You had done your math. Wow, $68,000. If I earn 20,000 per annum, and maybe the commission these guys are going to take is only 5%, oh, you're gonna be in a lot of money. But now, my friend, the price has halved of the asset itself. So that and the drop is more than 50%. So even if you effectively earned 10% and the price dropped by 50%, so net effect is you are at a loss of 40%. So you have to be aware of that this large price drops can wipe out all your gains, and then it becomes a meaningless exercise. That's one risk. Number two, staking can require that you lock up your coins for a minimum amount of time. During that period, you are unable to do anything with your staked assets, such as selling them. So again, let me use that example again, Bitcoin. So now you are like, oh my God, I staked it for a whole year, but now I can see the price is coming down and I'm going to suffer because of that price drop. And you're like, no, I need to unstake it and sell it now. Oh, woe unto you. If you staked it for a year, too bad. You cannot unstake. And this is blockchain. You can't cheat the system. It's not like the way you walk to the bank and say, now I have a crisis. I want you to break my FDR. In fact, if you go to the bank and you want to break your deposit in between the before maturity, in between the locked up period, the bank is usually like, it's okay, you will just lose the interest. They won't pay you the interest, but they'll give you your capital. Here, you can't get even the capital. You have to wait until the period is over. So you must always remember that at the back of your mind. The other one is when you want to unstake your crypto, there may be an unstaking period of 7 days or longer. So for example, if you staked it for 30 days and there was some small detail that you didn't read, that unstaking period is 7 days, it then means you have staked it for 37 days, but you're only earning for 30 days. So you need to do that, especially for planning purposes. Let's say on day 31, you have a specific project you want to finance with that money. Now you have to wait another 7 days. That can cost you maybe, so you have to be aware of that. Those are things you have to factor in. Now, the biggest risk you face with crypto staking is that the price goes down. Keep this in mind. If you find cryptocurrencies offering extremely high staking rate rewards, especially those ones we say that offer unreasonable rates of returns, those ones, please, that is your highest risk. The return, when we are seeing something like, oh my God, I can earn 80%, we all want to go there because, and we hope that the price will keep going up and up and up and up, because the higher the price goes up, the higher your return. But people don't think about the downside. You just see the half side of the coin. You just want to see when the price is going up. You have to ask yourself, what is the flip side? In case the price comes down, what does that mean for me? So especially if you see staking pools or rewards that are unreasonably high, don't get very excited. Some of them may not even be there tomorrow. So for example, many smaller crypto projects offer high rates to entice investors, but their prices then end up crashing. So can you imagine? You buy this new coin, there's this hype, everybody is talking about it. Then now you have bought, you brought all your friends, and then they tell you now stake it. So what you have earned, ideally, instead of withdrawing, they tell you now stake it. And they even give you now a better rate of return on staking. Then you stake it. And because it was a Ponzi, one day, poof, the price goes to zero. So what happens to you? So don't get overexcited about these small projects. And they are there. They are mushrooming every minute from everywhere. Now, if you're interested in adding cryptos to your portfolio, but you prefer less risks, you may want to opt for cryptocurrency stocks instead. And from tomorrow, I'll be rolling out my personal training on decentralized finance. And these are some of the things that I'll be talking about, showing you how you can take advantage of crypto stocks and asset management. I mean, there is so much, guys. This space is packed with knowledge for us and opportunities like crazy. So you just need to know. So I personally highly recommend this one. I actually, as I was reading my notes, I added this one from my head. Point number C. I said, I highly recommend you stake stable coins. Now that you understand that you can stake your coins and then they dip and that can cost you, I highly recommend that you stake stable coins. Why? Look at what happened the last 1 week or so.
Hi, everyone. I think Nyambura dropped because of no internet, but I'm sure she's joining us shortly. Let's just give her a couple of seconds. I'm sure she'll come in and just continue with her member training. Let's give her a few more minutes, but I'm sure we are getting value on this call. So let's just give it a few more seconds and we try. I'm sure she's trying to get back onto the call. So let's just be patient and just wait upon Nyambura. Thank you very much. Guys, I see Nyambura is back on the call. I can see her as co-host, so I'm sure she's just plugging back in. Let's just throw in some fire emojis. Guys, if we are getting value on this call, let's just give Nyambura some fire emojis or just drop in 111 if you're getting value on this call as she chimes back onto the call. Let's throw in some 111, guys. I mean, there are no 111s. We are not getting value. Are we on the call? Okay. Wow. Oh, yes. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we wait for Nyambura, let's just throw in, I mean, can you imagine she comes back onto the call and she finds 111, 5 emojis. I mean, her fire will, she'll tell us, guys, let's do another 1 hour. So just how many of us are on this call? 32. How many people are getting value as we wait for Nyambura to come back on the call? Let's just appreciate her. Just to give her, she's on the road. She's still adding value to us. She was in Nyeri, today she's in Nanyuki. So let's just appreciate her as she gets back onto the call. Yeah, so thank you very much. She's just trying to get back here. I'm waiting. I'm getting so much value. So thank you, Nyambura. We are patiently waiting for you. Take your time. Don't feel pressured. I know sometimes the internet, especially when it starts raining, can be a mess. So karibu Nyambura, welcome back.
Wow, thank you, Shiro. I am looking for my training. Can you imagine everything just disappeared on my screen? Now I'm looking for it. So guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. I was just about to.
No, it happens, Nyambura. Sometimes you could be having your training somewhere and then it just disappears. So don't panic. We are here. We are here for the lessons. So yes, so don't feel pressured. We are here. Hata ukisema tukae mpaka 11, tuko hapa. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Shiro. Oh God, guys, so sorry. My internet and power, everything just disappeared. But I was just basically finalizing, and honestly speaking, guys, I do hope that you have been able to get value. Yes, because I was actually summarizing. So what I was saying is why I personally feel that it's more advisable to stake a stable coin. I wanted to give you an example of what has happened in the market in the last like 2 weeks or so. We woke up one day and the market had this crazy pullback. All the assets had dropped by over 20%. But guess what? You people did not even feel it. Why? Because you're on a stable coin. If you had BUSDs in your wallet, $1,000, your value never changed. Those people who are holding cryptos like me, Ethereum, Bitcoin, CG, what? Wow, my wealth had halved. So you can imagine if you're not equipped to deal with such a shock in the market, you can panic and sell and say, oh my God, this thing is not working, and you dump at a loss. And guess what? The market over time is going to recover. So if you have staked your assets, for me, if you ask me, this is my personal opinion, it's good to stake Ethereum. It will work best for you when its prices are going up and your 10% is guaranteed. But when prices halve, that can cost you a lot. But when you stake a stablecoin like BUSD or USDT, Obviously, if you know that you're going to make 10%, you know you're going to make 10%. The only downside to that is when the markets go up, now again, you don't gain from the appreciation. But all those are just factors that if you put them into proper perspective and proper consideration, you can be able to make the very best decision, the most informed decision that will give you the best return for your money. Now, in summary, okay, this is a summary. Why not all cryptocurrencies have staking? We have said that you should only stake cryptocurrencies that use the proof of stake mechanism. So if you come across, let's say you've been interested in a particular coin and you know it's good and you have done your research and everybody is saying it's good, and then you read about it and you realize that it is on the proof of work, then don't. Even if there's somebody who comes and tells you, no, you can stake it, just know that they are conning you. Now, when you know what you know, nobody can cheat you of your money. So again, it's also good to understand that proof of stake is not the first or only consensus mechanisms that cryptocurrencies use. And some of these terminologies, they sound like they are so like you need to be an IT person. By the way, I have zero IT background, zero. Like I am just like you. So don't worry about words like mechanism or consensus is irrelevant. It's just a process of verifying things. Simple. So don't came into being. We have seen what used to happen is proof of work, which is what mining is all about. But there was something else that was, there was another process that was called, proof of, okay, forget about what I'm trying to say. Anyway, learn what are the various mechanisms of verifying these transactions, but stick to proof of stake only. That's the only thing you can do. Now, there's a debate over which consensus mechanism is the most secure, although the computational power required for the proof of work uses substantial energy. It also makes proof of work blockchains difficult to attack. That proof of work mechanism, although we are saying it doesn't favor what we are talking about, it also gives blockchains the best stability. And that is why Bitcoin blockchain is the most stable in the market. It's good to know that. So that when you meet somebody and they're trying to prove to a point, you just need to click a button and guess what? You will be able to get it. So the reason why some have staking is the mechanism used. If it's proof of stake, that already is a good pointer. But again, I say it's not every coin that has a stake that you should go for. Read more. Another less common consensus mechanism, which is proof of ban. That's what had disappeared from my head. Actually, there are three mechanisms. There's proof of stakes, proof of work, and proof of ban. Now, in the proof of ban, it is where miners must ban. You guys have heard people saying, people tell you that we banned these cryptocurrencies. You're in a certain cryptocurrency, and then you see them banning. It is a mechanism that requires them to ban or to destroy cryptocurrencies to validate transactions. Now, that may not be what we want to talk about, but believe you me, these are the things you're going to encounter in the market. So you must be able to understand. So if they're using proof of ban, they are not good for staking your money. If they are using proof of work, they are not good for staking your money. The ones that are right are proof of stake. Never forget the risks we have talked about, but the benefits, I can tell you, they outweigh the risks. It's just a matter of knowledge, just a matter of understanding, and we can be able to grow and multiply and double our money in a safe, secure manner. Now, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Maybe you can, if there's a question that you feel like you want to ask, please feel free to ask. But remember, I have just said today was for general knowledge, and I know that may be a lot. So we will keep on repeating these trainings until people get it, but they're also recorded. You can always get this information. And we shall now start going into details to guide you on which ones are these good ones, what are some of these things we have identified that are favorable, and therefore we can guide you on where to put your money. But remember, at the end of the day, the decision will always be your decision. So with that, That brings me to the end of my training. Any questions, guys? Or comments? Any of that will be accepted. Questions, comments? Okay, there being no other questions, Shiro, can I return the meeting to you for you to close? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nyambu. I mean, for me, this has been phenomenal. I've learned so much. I'd always been doing my own research about staking, but today I feel like you filled my cup. So thank you very, very much. I mean, very informative. And as we keep saying that once in the Forsage gang, I mean, if you're in this team, I mean, there's so much knowledge. I'm trying to think, Nyambura, if I was to pay you to get this knowledge, I mean, I would have to part with thousands of dollars, but simply because I'm part of this amazing community, I've learned this, I mean, just because I said yes to this opportunity. So thank you very much, Nyambura. Looking forward to your training again tomorrow on decentralized finance. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I mean, these are the benefits of being a Forsage member. So thank you very much, Nyambura and JKK. You guys keep safe wherever you are. We wish you God's blessings. I mean, keep leading the way we are following. Thank you very much. Let's do this tomorrow, guys. We'll have the 8 p.m. as usual for the guests, and then Nyambura, like she has stated, she'll be with us again at 9 p.m. So yeah, so thank you very much. Enjoy your evening and good night. Asanteni sana. Nyambura, you're the host. You may have to end this call. Thank you.